Hi yogis, and welcome to this shoulder and neck practice. We will be focusing on releasing tension and stretching out through the shoulders and the neck. I know this is something that so many of us struggle with, especially if you're working at a computer all day, or even with just looking at our phones all the times. We have a lot of tension and stress in our necks. So this is the perfect practice for that. So let's get started. So just coming to a seated position on our mat. I have a pillow underneath my seat just to help me sit up tall, and my hands are placed on my knees. And I'm just going to take a few moments to close my eyes, and I invite you to do the same. And just beginning to focus in on our breath. Breathing deeply through the nose, inhaling, and exhaling through the nose. And on the next inhale, imagine that breath traveling to any areas of tension that you're experiencing right now. And as you exhale, imagine all of that tension in your neck and shoulders leaving your body. Again, inhaling, flooding those spaces with oxygen, and exhaling out all of the tension that we feel in our neck and shoulders. Take a few more breaths like this. On your next inhale, scrunch the shoulders up towards the ears, and exhale, release them down. And let's do that one more time. Inhaling the shoulders up towards the ears, exhale, release them down. And one more time, just because it feels so good. Inhaling the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhaling, release. And you can keep your eyes closed or open them up, whatever feels good for you today. And we'll begin by warming up our shoulders a little bit. So we'll inhale, bringing the arms out and then overhead. Exhaling the hands to the center. And we'll do that one more time. Inhaling the arms up, exhaling the hands to center. Next, let's inhale the arms up, and then exhaling the right arm down, and then turning to look to the left, bringing the left hand onto the crown of our head, and just gently inviting the chin towards the shoulder. So feeling a good stretch, and you can actually play with the placement of your fingers. As you move your fingers around, you're just really exploring where that tension is in your neck. And only going as far as you feel stretched. You don't want to go too deep here. Take a few breaths here. And releasing the left hand down onto the mat, lifting the chin up and looking back to center. Inhaling the arms up, exhaling the left hand down, fingertips on the floor, looking over to the right. Right hand comes onto the crown of the head and slowly bringing the chin down. Again, moving the fingers around the top of the head just to find where that tension is. We don't want to be pulling onto the head, but really just using the hand as a weight. And breathe. Exhaling, releasing the right arm down, lifting the chin up, and looking back to center. Excellent. Next, we'll take our hands and interlace the fingers behind the back and bring our hands to our right hip. So just crossing it over so they're sort of just resting right here. And then bringing the right ear to the right shoulder. And again, just stretching through the side of the neck. This is one of my favorite shoulder stretches. It's so simple, but it just feels so good. And again, just focusing here on our breath. Inhaling and imagining all that oxygen going towards our muscles, stretching here, and exhaling out any tension. Inhale, bringing the head back up and bringing the hands to the other side, so to the left hip, and then bringing the left ear to the left shoulder. And you might notice that one side is a little tighter than the other. And this is totally normal. This is my way tighter side. It's my right hand, and that's the hand that I hold my phone with, the one that I do most of my typing with. So I definitely feel that more in my shoulder and in my neck here. Taking a few breaths. Exhaling out the tension. Inhaling the head back up and releasing the hands. Now we'll come into a tabletop position or an all fours position. So if you had a pillow, you can remove that. And then stacking the knees under the hips and the shoulders over the wrists, keeping our spine neutral. We'll just move through some really gentle cat-cows here. So on our inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the chest up, chin comes forward for cow. Exhale, rounding the back, tucking the chin in, pushing away from the mat for cat pose. Inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the chin. Exhale, rounding the back, chin to chest, pushing away from the mat. Inhale, cat, cow. Exhale, cat. Coming back to a neutral spine, bringing the toes together and putting the knees out wide, stretching back into child's pose, extended child's pose. So fingertips are reaching forward. You can bring that pillow underneath your seat to fill in the space between your hips and your heels. You can also put a block under your head. And just reaching through the fingertips. Spreading out wide through the shoulders. On your next inhale, rising up, coming back into that all fours position with the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. And then on our inhale, we'll reach the right arm up and exhale, threading the right arm through the left, bringing the shoulder and then the head down, keeping the hips level. And you can stay here or you can walk your left fingertips forward. Or you can even put your left hand onto the small of your back. So you can try all of the variations. Pick the one that feels the best today. On your next inhale, planting the left hand down, rising up, right arm comes up, and exhale, planting the right hand down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So inhaling the left hand up, exhale, threading the left hand through, bringing the shoulder and the head onto the mat. And again, choosing whichever variation for the right hand that feels good. And it can be different than what you did on the other side. It doesn't have to be the same. But just finding the place where you feel a good stretch without feeling a tremendous amount of discomfort. On your next inhale, planting the right hand down and reaching up with the left. Exhale, releasing the hand down. Excellent. Next, let's come back to our seated posture, and we'll come into hero's pose. So, sitting back onto our feet, tops of the feet are on the mat, so bottom towards the heels. This is a good time to use your pillow again. If you want to just bring it under your seat, makes it a little bit more comfortable. And we'll inhale our arms out to the sides, sitting up tall, and then bringing the right hand under the left, right arm under the left, and then bringing either the tops of the hands together, hooking the thumbs, or bringing the palms of the hands together, coming into eagle pose. So elbows are in line with the shoulders. Shoulders are down. And you should feel a really, really good stretch here. This is a really powerful shoulder stretch. Just relax the muscles of your face. Breathing into any areas of tension and releasing that tension on your exhale. On your next exhale, release the arms out, and then bringing the left arm under the right, and again, coming into our eagle arm twist. So tops of the hands can be together, hooking, or palms together. Shoulders are down, elbows in line with the shoulders. Feeling that stretch across the shoulders. Lengthening on the inhales and relaxing into the pose on the exhales. Exhale, release. Arms go out and down. You can just roll your shoulders out here a little bit in both directions, forward and then back. And then we will come into cow face arms. So if you have a strap, this is a good time to go and grab it. You can also use, if you don't have a yoga strap, you don't need a yoga strap, you can use a tie, you can use a belt, you can use a blanket or a towel. This will help to bring our hands together when we go into this pose. So I'm going to turn to the side. You don't have to, you can stay where you are. And then I'm going to take my strap in my right hand and just drop it along behind me, bringing the elbow up, and then bringing the left hand and grabbing the strap here, standing tall. And if your hands meet here, that's awesome. If they don't, if they're super far apart, that's awesome too. That's why we have the strap or the belt. It just helps us to really feel the stretch here in this pose. And on your next exhale, release your arms down. We'll do the pose on the other side. So taking your strap, if you're using one, into your left hand and just dropping it behind you, elbow up, and then reaching behind, grabbing onto the strap with your right hand. And again, I can feel the difference here in the two sides with my right side versus my left. And you may feel the same thing. You may feel a difference. Maybe you feel looser on this side or more tension on this side. And it's not good or bad. But this practice of noticing that difference and noticing those areas of tension is exactly why we do yoga. It's to this body awareness that really makes our practice strong. Exhale and release. And you can put the strap off to the side now. We won't need that anymore. And we'll come into our final position. We'll go back into our child's pose. You can keep the pillow behind your heels. Knees are spread wide. And you can choose the child's pose variation that you like here. You can have your arms extended, or you can even bring your arms alongside your body. And just let gravity do its job here, stretching out through the shoulders. And take a few breaths. On your next inhale, rise up, coming back to a seated position, bringing the hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today for this neck and shoulder stretch practice. I hope that you are feeling that tension relieved. You felt a good stretch in the neck and in the shoulders. Thank you.